This thing should be on. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Hi. All right. Let me do that real quick. And I should be all set. We have a Sly call in a few minutes. Hi. I didn't stream today. I've been tired because of all the extra Dokapon. So I worked on a video instead. And also took care of some emails that were piling up. And in fact, I have more of that to do, so I should realistically make sure I stay on top of it. All right. Hey, JPS, thanks for the 38 months. Welcome back. Hello. Let me do something real quick. We got a State of the Realm this week. And then today's what, the 11th? Yeah, I could probably figure something out for next week. Well, we have a few State of the Realms this week. Or this month. Hey, what's going on, Speedy? Hello, hello. Yeah, I'll be calling Slide up in like 10 minutes. BK, thanks for the 52 months. Sorry, the alerts are off right now. Take a sip. Enjoy. Oh, hi, Ivy. It's funny because Sophie got me a cat Pacino thing for the bed behind me. And 2 different cats have used it today. Please do, Mac. Yeah, I was going to stream this morning, but I didn't really feel like streaming 14 mobile, and I didn't really know what else I wanted to do. Because I've had a bunch of video ideas I just haven't really been able to make the time to work on. So because I just didn't feel like streaming today, I decided to work on a video instead. Video is almost done. I did get another video out. Well, I worked on one video, released that this morning, and then I'm almost done with another video. So I figured that'll be good. And my video this morning's doing pretty well. So I'm content with that. Had a couple good videos the last couple days. And I got some stuff coming up. I have a few things I feel like doing. I really want to check out more stuff in 14 mobile, but man, I feel like it's starting to take a little too much of my time. I've got so many ideas for things that I just need to like make decisions about them. But we got State of the Realm. Speaking of 14 mobile, figured we'd do a show on it. So anyone who hasn't been catching my videos or hasn't been paying attention to the news for it can get caught up a little bit. We'll probably talk a bit about retail as well. But yeah, I've also been streaming so many extra hours this week. Honestly, doing a little bit less 14 mobile just to preserve some energy was kind of needed. Like, I think every day I've done an extra, like, minimum 1 extra hour. Yesterday, I only did, like, 1 extra hour of stream. But, like, I mean, we streamed till, like, I think we're streaming till, like, midnight-ish tonight. Like, I'm going to be doing another evening stream after State of the Realm. Like, I mean, I'm going to take a break and come back in the evening for another Dokapon stream. So, yeah, with all the extra Dokapon hours, I've been tired. To say the least, all those extra hours have made me tired. Let's see. Hello, Liz. Hello, Lass. Let me make sure my camera's off in OBS. Sometimes it just doesn't work if I do that. And I got to sneeze. Excuse me. Apologies. All right, cool. I am using the OBS scene that tends to break, so fingers crossed that that doesn't happen. I've been slowly remaking all the scenes from scratch in hopes that I can undo that problem. There was also, you know what? There's an OBS update I didn't do. That might also fix it. I'm not going to do it right now, but there is a new OBS update. So, fingers crossed. Oh, but yeah, we're gonna put on a Stay of the Realm this week. Stay of the Realm on 14 mobile. Fortunately, there's a decent number of topics within 14 mobile to talk. I told Sly to come prepared with like things he wants to know or discussions he wants to have. Now that I've actually played it as much as I have, I can speak on it from like a more knowledgeable place. Let's see. So hopefully that's the case. Hello, Sly Wolf. Oh, yeah, I got the gym after this. Actually, I'm going to eat after this, and then I've got the gym. Yeah, there's been a lot happening. There's been no shortage of news, it's fair enough to say. No shortage of news and discussion. Yeah, I was going to do another Party Finder this morning for turn 6, and I was just like, I just kind of don't feel like it. I just kind of don't feel like it. Let's see. Why are you giving me that look? To pray now, but took a little break. Yeah, it's not like there's any pressure. It's kind of the nice thing about playing the CN server. There's no like rush to keep up with everything. I'm not like, oh, I gotta do it. Let's see. Heck, there might even be announcements of I mean, somebody's saying there's right now. I'm literally looking in the 14 mobile Discord, and there's talks about Bahamut normal mode nerfs. If I'm understanding that correctly, I'd imagine if anything, they just make turn 9 a little easier in the Duty Finder. Good afternoon, Fargan. It's gonna start. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, you can technically just Iron Man mode. You'll just be gathering everything for it. You know, no biggie. When global, there's news that global might be coming kind of soon-ish. It's not news, but more so, there's talk about multilingual support in the 2.2 update, which is before a year's end. And if they have literally full-on multilingual support, there's no reason not to assume that that's because it's been localized. Because they already have English voices in the Chinese version, so multilingual would only be the UI elements. So actually, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's that far away, which makes sense because it's already being beta tested in Japan, so the localization's probably decently underway. We can hope. That will not take too long. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. All of the story English text, since it's literally just taken from A Realm Reborn, is all in perfect English. Yeah, controller support is supposed to be in 2.2, I believe, which is the same patch where they're talking about multilingual support. Hello, Azarath. What up, Sly? Oh, well, I'll take that as a sign that I can hit you up on Discord real quick then. I was going to do it in 5 minutes, but I'm going to take that as I'm going to do it now. Oh, my camera might need to be reset. That's right. My camera do be doing that. Come on. There we go. And there, oh, well, don't worry. Sly also has camera issues. Also, I think my headset's off, so I can't hear you. One sec. I didn't realize. I think it died. Let me swap the battery. The I'm Ready raid. Oh, and also they might not be able to hear you. No, they can. Oh, yeah, they can hear you. Excellent. Oh, no, they can't. Yes, they can. Okay, I fixed it. Whole bunch of audio settings I had changed for stuff. All right, let me swap my headset battery so it doesn't die mid-show. And then I will be able to hear you again. And then I can get us set up. Okay. Everything's looking... All right, here we go. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Howdy doody.
I duty well.
You duty well? I'm glad you duty well. It's definitely better than duty poorly.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Okay. OBS might crash. I'm warning everyone in advance that OBS might crash because I still haven't resolved that issue. There is an update to OBS, so I'm fingers crossed that will fix it. But I've been using just a literal whole other thing for my usual stream that doesn't crash, like a whole other profile. Because there's something in my profile that is clearly doesn't like, and I just don't know what it is. So let's see. Yeah, because I was like, I think I did something that would have undone my OBS settings for State of the Realm, which means I have to do them from scratch again. No, that one works. So that one's fine for the most part. I can like slightly modify it. It's
Why don't you do that? Let me go get some drink.
Yeah, you do that. Go get some drink. Drink good.
Right back.
All right, I'm warning everyone that it might crash. I'm making some very small changes. It's just been very fickle as of late. It's looking okay. Okay, we're good. It's not gonna crash. It's not gonna crash. I'm actually goated. So, and I say that knowing full well I'm about to make another change that might crash it. So I forgive you for the false alarm if I was wrong. All right, no, we're good. I did it. I'm so good at OBS. It's unbelievable. I can't even believe it myself. It'll crash it. No. I can also fix this. This will not crash anything. I know that for a fact. Where is... why do I always lose this one? Here we go. All right, no, literally, it's all good. OBS Ultimate, cleared, done, good, great, grand, wonderful. No yelling on the bus. And now I just need the music, and I should be okay. And now to remember where that is. Let's see. There it is. And then turn that up. Okay. Excellent. I am so good at this. Where is... Oh, okay. Then I found... Okay, good. Everything's all good. Set up. Well set. To talk about some mobile. I love talking about mobile. Worked on some retail videos today, so that's good. I got one out earlier today. I'll have another one out next week. I got a few things. We got a few things planned. Some videos I want to get some work done on. Hi, Ivy. Cinnamon's in the cappuccino. I got to turn the cappuccino so it's more visible because you literally can't see the cat that's in the cappuccino with the exact way I have it set up. But I'm also not going to disturb the piece at the moment to do so. I would like to avoid the disturbing of the piece if I can otherwise avoid it. Oh, don't mind me just getting my stretch on. Hi, Ivy. Sorry, I'm talking to Ivy. None of you can see her. She's all mine right now. You can't have her. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hello, Chris. What is that? Oh, all right. Hello and welcome. Sly went to go get a drink real quick, and then we got 13 minutes till we start. We're doing a very normal time, State of the Realm, today. Oh, Ivy was scratching my arm, and she just barged onto my lap. Hey, girl. Yeah, those are the less expensive ones. What's going on, Yannick? Thanks, Mysterious. Welcome back. Burst on. Yeah, she just like barged through my arm. Said, no, I'm getting on your lap. I fixed it without breaking it, Sly. I did it.
Proud of you.
I'm proud of me too. Thank you. My stream is very upset with me. Sometime in the last week, though.
Why?
You know what I did?
What'd you do?
So first, I pulled Joker on a single 10 pull on his banner. That was a good start for
Nice.
Yeah. Then I pulled Yowling and I can't remember and then an dupe from a standard banner pull, from one pull, a 10 pull. Then I pulled Ryuji from the next one, and they all hate me now. Oh, other things, Sly, I've been excited to tell you about. So, have you been keeping up with Dokapon?
I have Dokapon. One of my community members gave it to me.
Yeah.
Haven't touched it yet.
Sly, if you thought Mario Party was a friendship-ending game, this makes Mario Party look like a game of rock, paper, scissors in the most literal sense possible.
Huh.
I have never in my life experienced a game that has more betrayal and destruction than Dokapon. Than Dokapon in my life. Let me put it this way. In our last play session, I was behind. I was losing in the game, and I transformed into the Dark Lord himself, and I can now hunt down all the other players and undo all of their progress on the map.
That sounds fun.
It's hilariously fun. And keep in mind, it's also like a 30 to 40 hour minimum playthrough. So it's like a 40-hour.
Oh, so this isn't just over one thing. This isn't over one play session.
This is like a D&D session.
Oh yeah.
It's been a wild experience. I don't know if that makes it easier to survive friendships or harder. I haven't figured that out yet.
I don't know. Argument can be made to say harder.
Harder, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing quite like when your girlfriend sends a robot assassin to kill you, even when you're not in first place.
Yeah.
Just because you gave her an item that instantly kills her on her turn, so it didn't instantly kill you. Everyone's like, I'm going to go level up my jobs. I just finished I'm leveling up Ninja right now. Yeah, because you have to like get jobs, unlock them, level them up, save towns, do side quests, capture creature. Like, you can rob the stores. You could become a criminal. Yeah, the Darkling, I will say, transforming into the Darkling did cost me. They said you're giving up all your money and towns, but you will become the Dark Lord. Like, you're in last place. Just hard commit to being in last place and just ruin everyone else's life.
That sounds like a Mario Party thing to do.
Yeah, but imagine if it was Mario Party and if you were in last place, Bowser said, how about I play for you and I just kill everyone else, and that's my only purpose.
Yeah.
In fact, now I'm wondering why Mario Party doesn't do that. Where's the Bowser transformation? the revenge Bowser.
There was a Bowser mode, but it's not the same.
Yeah, that's just where you're running away from him, though, isn't it?
No. Like one person plays as Bowser, and then
I thought that was on the Wii U version where they roll on their turn, but it's still like they're against all the other people. It's just like a straight line, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no. I imagine if it was like a normal game, but while you're losing, Bowser just shows up and says, "Now you take control of me, and I have special powers to ruin everyone else's life." That's what I want. Of course that's what I want, but that's what I want. Sly's
Meanwhile, I've been training horse girls.
Yeah, I haven't done that. I obviously.
I told them I told everybody like, normally under normal circumstances, this wouldn't be a game Happy would play, and this would probably be a game Happy would play if sponsored. And even then, I don't even think it's possible then.
What do you mean it's not profitable then?
Possible.
Oh, possible. Oh no, if they paid me for sure. I just ask other people first.
I'm like, well, like I don't think Happy would touch this, even if you were offered money. I don't think you would touch it.
What do you know? 100%, especially right now. Yo, if anyone's got money and they want to so Twitch lets us do campaigns for our own discounts now, up to 70 hours a year.
I'm aware.
Trails in the Sky First Chapter remake, when it comes out, I'm doing it there, and I'm incentivizing unlocking the original versions of the rest of the series that I have to play through.
Have fun with that.
I will. It's not going to be an easy goal. If people want to see it, they very much have to let me know they want to see it. Especially because the subs are discounted.
With their wallets.
Yeah, with their wallets. Because if I'm going to play through 13 fucking games or whatever it is, they're going to have to A, unlock them one at a time, and B, keep it up.
Yeah, have fun with that. Saul's been playing right now. She's on Trails in the Sky third chapter, I'd say. Yeah, so she's about to start. She's about to start well, you could do Crossbill. You could start with Crossbill, or you could go right into
No.
Cold
I'm
Steel.
starting with first chapter remake and going from there.
No, I'm saying like after Stahl finishes third chapter, you could either go with the Crossbell or you could start with Cold Steel. Like you have options after.
I'll probably go right to Cold Steel.
Yeah, I know, Debay. I need to get back to Reverie sometime.
At some point. Yeah.
I'll have plenty of time during 7.3, so yeah.
P5X, I only just finished the first palace. I took care of the subway slammer. He will never slam again. Why are you shaking your head?
The subway slammer is the most Japanese antagonist I've ever seen in my life. Like it's different and so far from, the original antagonist of actual P5 who had real fucking issues. And what does P5X have? Oh, a guy who just loves slamming into people just because his baseball career didn't go the way it was planned.
It's funny because of all of the things he likes doing, you'd expect that at least make him a football player and not a baseball player.
Right. No. I get it. For the sports ball people out there, usually when you're coming from third to home and then you have to go through the catcher, you try to slam into the catcher to get him to drop the ball. That's what it is. That's the illusion.
Okay, but I think that football still would have made more sense.
Yeah, but Japan's not a real big football place.
I know that. Their baseball's huge. It's just, what I'm saying is, whoever wrote it maybe should have just not wrote him that way.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's some childish shit. And even as I was going through it, I'm like, okay, we dealt with Shido, we dealt with sexual predators, yada yada yada, and then this is the first dude we're dealing with. Really? Huh? Okay.
I mean, listen, this guy's got a complex.
William the Refrigerator Perry, the RPG antagonist. No, he's not. He's definitely not the fridge. He's definitely not the fridge. No.
Oh yeah, no, the fridge would roll him over like a fucking popsicle. You just break him in half. No shot would he stand.
Yeah, hell, any football player.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't care how big you are. Otherwise, I don't think it matters. I just don't want to be in the way of that.
Nah.
That sounds very unpleasant. So yeah, I'm gonna opt out of it. Easily the funniest idea for a Persona boss. It certainly is an idea. I don't know if it's the funniest.
It was.
It was definitely an idea. At least P5 is like the only gacha I play where I don't really feel like I need to play. So I'm okay with that. Like I just kind of pick it up when I'm in the mood to pick it up, but I don't I log in and like maybe just drop a few things into it. Like I'll what's it called? Like I'll just use the daily activity and stuff. But I'm not like a super attached to the idea of like playing it every day. Which is fine. It's better than ones that where I'm like I feel like I gotta like go nuts every single fucking day.
With Uma Musume, I mean, it was easy to attach to that because, like, I've always watched Triple Crown racing ever since I was little. Always been to horse racing.
Right.
That was just easy.
Yeah. And now that they're girls, it's even easier.
Yeah. It's like you're a proud dad and you want to raise a good daughter.
That's not how you raise a good daughter, my friend. That's definitely not what's happening there.
Yeah, you're training them to be a champion.
Yep. That's certainly a way of interpreting it. That's certainly what people are thinking as they're playing it. That's definitely the case.
Yeah, nobody's getting horny over horse girls. No, we collectively as a community, thank God, nobody's getting horny over horse girls. It's not like any Hoyoverse game. It's just they're girls in school.
Who wants to tell them? Does it have to be me?
No.
Does it?
No, nobody's.
Does it have to be me?
Nobody
else has had this talk with him?
No, nobody is. I can promise you this.
You can't promise me anything. She changed the color of my lights again. She just changes them at like a whim. When I was playing P5, she changed them to purple. And I don't even notice because I don't think about colors. So I just like eventually I'm just like, those are different. Yeah, I think I would definitely need somebody to let Sly know that it doesn't matter if they're horse girls, bug girls, doesn't matter. Somebody out there. It's happening, man. You can't stop it. You can be not a part of it, which is good, but you can't stop it. There's always someone gooning. He should have been the subway gooner.
Oh my God.
It's like a public masturbation problem. Like we didn't see him jerk off. We can't arrest him.
They'll never see him coming.
Yep. They'll never see him coming. See, it would have been perfect. If you're going to borrow the music from P5, at least make good use of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, they should have just had me write the story for the game. Clearly. Apparently, my chat kept telling me they fired the guy who wrote the Subway Slammer one and just hired the original writer. I was like, I don't know if that's true, but I believe it.
I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah. All
right. It is 3:00, I believe. It is past 3:00 for me.
Let's go.
Are we good to go?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of the Realm. We're waiting a little bit longer for some retail stuff. We do have our letter from the producer live date for patch 7.3, but Final Fantasy XIV Mobile has officially been released in China for a few weeks now, just about a month, and I have actually been playing it. So, I want to do a show talking about how things have been going in Final Fantasy XIV Mobile, what's been working, what hasn't been working, and any expectations for that global Western release. Anyway, with that, I am one of your hosts, Mr. Happy, and of course, joining me is Sly. Hi, Sly.
Hi, Happy.
How you doing, Sly?
I'm doing well. I am a year older.
Yeah. That's true. Happy belated birthday. I like how I said happy early birthday because I knew I'd forget, and then happy late birthday, but I just never get it. Even when I know, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's Sly's birthday. I do that with my family too. They'll be like, "Oh, it's my aunt's birthday."
Had a good birthday weekend. Pretty full, pretty fulfilling, pretty tiring. I was definitely tired after those stretches of days because it was like, my birthday, Independence Day, and then the birthday celebration on Saturday, and then after that I was just tired and I just rested on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, hey, honestly, that's all you can ask for at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's we take those. Good, fulfilling, restful. Bam. That's what we call, Sly, getting older.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to dig through old Heavensward videos of me today for another video, and I'm like, I hate that guy. That's it. I hate that guy. We always hate past haps. It's got to happen every single time. All right.
Oh, I think everybody goes through self-deprecation in terms of their past selves. Like,
no, I think everyone else should hate past haps too, though. I think that should be like universally accepted. It's just better that way. It's better.
Sure.
Yeah, just all in agreement.
I hate my past self too.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to hate your past self. Mine, though, for sure.
I do.
You do, but not anyone else. But mine,
I'm pretty sure everybody else. Yeah.
Right,
I'm glad we're so dare connected in self-deprecation. Yeah, yes. Thank you.
Yes. So before we get into the show, quick shout out to the sponsors. Thank you to the sponsors over on Patreon for supporting as they have. We do not paywall any content, which is really funny given what we're going to be talking about today. But it's just there for people who want it, and we have plenty of people over there who support us. So thank you to all of them. I also have a special reminder in case anyone has missed it. About 2 months ago, I held a pledge period for my Aloha plush, and it did get met, and now it is on general sale, so anyone who didn't originally pledge can actually purchase it for the next, just under 3 weeks. I think it's 18, 19 days left on it. I got the guy right here, just looking just as miserable as the day that he left. He's never changed. He looks like the Fox. In all honesty. Fox Hollow.
Aloha Hollows?
Yeah, the Aloha Hollows. Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little fluffy tail, too, to boot. But yeah, this is now my Fox from the Fox. Yeah, see, there you go. See, it's like a perfect match. Yeah. You look at the emote. You look at... Just stares. Yeah. Stares at you. That's ! plush in the Twitch chat on YouTube. There's no command for it, but you can find it under most of my new videos as they come out. It'll be under this video as well. And then shout out to Steel Series because we've had that discount code and sponsorship for ages. So appreciate them. Thank you. So Sly, I've been a busy bee.
Knee deep. You have been knee deep in mobile, and I've seen quite a bit of it. Yeah. And I have so many questions, so much there I need to know because I'm not playing it right now. You got access to it, and you had to jump through quite a bit of hoops to get to it.
A little bit. Have to jump through, to be honest.
More than what you initially thought you did. But yeah, for anyone wanting, I guess, to try it, you would have to make a what's the platform
WeChat.
called, a WeChat account, and then they need Chinese identification.
That's where you're wrong.
Oh.
That was the thing. So originally I thought I actually had to do less than I thought I was going to have to do. Originally it was recommended I make a Bilibili account and then make a WeChat account because you can usually sign up for betas and things through Bilibili's directly. Bilibili used to have foreign identification process, which they have since gotten rid of, so you can't do it at all. If you already have an account, they don't mind, but they got rid of being able to do that. So I thought I was sunk, but WeChat, you just need to do the verification to prove you're a real person. One of two ways. Either they, I think, text you to verify, or you need to provide your Chinese ID. I'm sorry, no. It's either they text you or they ask you to have a WeChat member who is already verified verify you on their behalf. That's what it is. Yeah. And
someone basically vouching for you.
Yeah, like, yeah, I'm vouching. Yo, vouch for me. I know this guy. All right.
Okay.
I rolled the coin flip and didn't need anyone else to verify. I just had to do the captcha or whatever in order to actually get myself verified. So I was set up. At that point, it was done. Like, I just needed to download it on one of my Android devices, and I was good. Yeah. So actually way easier than I thought.
Okay. So I guess it's already got that going for it in terms of, I guess, signing up for retail versus mobile.
Oh, yeah, way easier. Despite the fact that I'm signing up for it on a Chinese account, yeah, somehow still easier, but,
So, yeah, I'd say less hoops than going through Square and making the account and doing, 10 different things before you actually get into the game. So, yeah, we'll take that. We'll
take that W.
Yeah. And so, you get into the game, and I've seen a bit of character creation from, like, when we had this conversation months back. Yeah. Has it changed any since then? Ever since the initial, I guess, screenshots and videos we saw?
Not really. It was a little more limiting. I couldn't make exactly the same Lalafell that I actually have in retail, which was kind of surprising. So it feels like it's kind of in infancy in a sense still when it comes to the character creator, which is strange because 14's has basically been the same character creator now for 12 years, minus like stuff they've changed afterwards because of the graphical updates. So yeah, nothing too crazy. It's not any more expressive despite being a new engine. It's still using all the same assets. There's no sliders or anything like that other than what's already expected. So yeah, it's there was nothing too new or fantastical about character creation.
Okay, fair. So pretty much once you do character creation, it's pretty, I would say, 1-to-1 to our experience in A Realm Reborn, because that's where, we're not. Okay. To start, I've seen the cutscenes, and I've seen that in certain instances, I guess this is an option, but they pretty much lifted the voice acting from retail. So you can have some English cutscenes and whatnot, because they just lifted it from retail.
Yeah, what's really interesting is that people have done some digging, and not only, so you can download the other languages that are already voiced for Realm Reborn. Any cutscene that is actually voiced, they will have voices for it. So anytime I did watch a cutscene, it was in English. But what's also interesting is that apparently they have all the English text for all the quests already in the game, because again, it's just lifted from retail. So it's funny because the only localization that really needs to happen is the menus and anything that they add that isn't in like if they're going to do the Penguin event in any other region, which I don't know if they will, like that needs to be actually localized, anything that the Lightstream team actually makes. But everything else is basically done. Like in perfect English, it's already there. It's just that the only thing they let you access is the voices.
Okay.
No.
Now, I was getting ready to say, it seemed like the experience starting at the beginning was certainly 1-to-1, but you beg to disagree. What's different about the experience?
There's a lot different. You can tell how much it's retooled for mobile pretty quickly, not just from the UI, but from the speed of the game. Great example, everyone starts in Ul'dah. You do not have a choice. You have to start the game in Ul'dah. So that part of the story is the same, but the opening section for Limbs and Gridania are not there. That makes the beginning of the game awkward for any class that can't get to their class quest NPC, because you can't do it till after you actually are allowed to travel to the other city-states. Now, that's expedited a little bit, too. You do get to the other city-states, I believe, at level 10 now instead of 15. But what's also expedited is the class quests themselves, because all of your class quests are done by level 10, and you get your job at level 10. And as a permanent upgrade, you cannot take it off. Once you transform into a job, there is no, oh, I went in as a lancer. I was doing coil as a lancer. Ha ha ha, I'm so funny. You know, that's gone. That can't happen. So they really tried to narrow the scope of some portions of it to make it so that it was streamlined and went very fast, which for a mobile game makes sense. You can tell they want the experience to be significantly more compact in terms of not only the device you're on, but the time it takes to do most everything.
And I do notice a lot of things, and we'll get to those. For example, like I was looking at your Labyrinth of the Ancients, and normally it's a 24-man, 8-man. Yep. 8-man Labyrinth of the Ancients. And so everything kind of gets scaled to that. Everything was kind of scaled to, it's just one party. So the part with the Atamos, hey, there's only one bridge, and things like that. Like, so yeah, like they've kind of, like, it's like you said, they kind of compacted the experience down in terms of, core gameplay and whatnot. So let's talk about the experience. So like you said, no choice in starting city state. You start in Ul'dah. Outside of that, anything with the main story quest, has anything changed with that as well, or is that they've kept that largely the same?
It's the same, but the level range of everything is way different. Like I said, the level 15 quests you have done by level 10. So a lot of that's done much earlier. I think Todorock is like an earlier level. Is Todorock an earlier level? I think at that point it might actually level out, because there's some stuff that you have a lot. Like you have the Chocobo, I think, at level 10 also now. And I don't remember I think it has its combat capabilities if you go and do the quest at that point as well. So you just unlock a lot of really basic functions earlier. But the story itself, I mean, it's still the same. There's just that the Limsa and Gridania versions of it are simply, Ifrit's level 15 instead of 20. That was the thing that I was trying to think of. So yeah, like they just pushed a lot of that ahead. Sastasha is level like 10, Temtara is 11, and all that. So it's like the first like 20 levels are more compact, and then after that they start spreading out the level range of everything a little bit more. But most of the changes come from all of the supporting structures around the MSQ, while the MSQ remains largely the same. There were some really weird things they added to the MSQ. Like there's quests where you had to quickly solve like a puzzle where you had to like put the pretzel together for one of the quests outside of Ul'dah. But they've already like just removed those mini games, because everyone's like, this is fucking stupid. Why? Because it's not like it's a hard puzzle. It's a hollowed out picture of a pretzel, and there's 6 images. And you just have to make the pretzel out of 4 out of the 6 images on the screen. And it's like a complete waste of time. And then there's also a mini game you have to play during the MSQ to like have a Chocobo porter just take you to the next quest. So like if you want to walk, then you can. But if you decide, hey, I just want to go to the next quest, they ask you like one time, I believe. You have to time pressing a button so that the Gisalgreen lands in the Chocobo's mouth. And you have like 30 seconds to do it. And if you don't, then you have to walk. And if you do, you take the Chocobo. It was so strange, and nobody seemed to really care for any of them, because, like I said, they already removed the pretzel puzzles and any of the things that were like that.
I guess these are kind of mobile intricacies, I guess, because like whenever you think of a Chocobo porter in actual retail, they just take you. There's no mini game. You just go. You just hit yes, they take you wherever you need to go, and you just AFK and I don't know, eat some chips or something while you're waiting to get to your destination. why they needed to make Chocobo Porters interesting. I don't know. It just seems like another weird mobile addition, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, people always talk about in retail, like you know, I guess sprucing up the quests. This isn't it.
Yeah, it's not. You're just adding unnecessary stuff to it. Yeah, and that's what it sounds like. And then in regards to the dungeons, in regards to the I guess first few dungeons, we know that retail has done in the past couple of years, they've done some revamping of some of the early dungeons. Are they as they have been? Have they been revamped for mobile? Has there anything been changed in terms of the dungeons?
They're using the remade versions. They're not using the original Realm Reborn versions. There are some other small things that are a little strange. So Halatali, for example, got rid of pulling the winches, for example, but instead you have to kill every enemy. You can no longer like skip any of the packs. You even have to kill like the snake enemy before the last boss that everyone just ignores, like the trap chest over there. There's also some dungeons that are straight up not there, and we don't know why. Cutter's Cry and Zamiel Darkhold are both straight up not in the game.
Wow.
I don't know why. They also made a change to the Sunken Temple of Karn where they gave the last boss the Doom mechanic as well, the same as the first boss. Where you do it once and then you never do it again. I think he only dooms one person to boot. I don't even remember if he dooms the entire party. But yeah, it's just so strange that those things aren't there. And on top of that, even though it's got, like you mentioned, I have Labyrinth of the Ancients, even though it's just 2.0 story. And we'll talk about some other stuff they have, like Gold Saucers there. That's 2.5 content. Like there's content that doesn't belong to 2.0 in. But Cutter's Cry, Zamiel, also Amdapor Keep and Wanderer's Palace are both not there either. Yeah, Hawk Manor doesn't have any branching paths or keys. They closed all the other doors. They made sure there's only one way you can go is another one.
Oh, yeah, they definitely streamlined the hell out of it if that's the case. Holy shit.
Yeah. So, Copperbell's a big one. You know how you normally like turn left and go through the winding path to go around at this? They just added they just added like a thing that just goes straight to the end. Like, we don't need to do all that shit. Come on. Just go. Just go. Just go. So yeah, dungeon wise, those are a few notable differences, but the biggest difference is the speed of the dungeons. Sastasha is like 4 minutes to do the entire dungeon. Like, I don't think any dungeon has taken longer than 6 minutes when we're going slow.
4 minutes, that's like unsynced speed.
Yeah.
That.
Well, the longest dungeon run I've had, I think, is like 6 minutes across like any dungeon. It's wild. One of the reasons is because everyone has AoE at every level now. So you just mow through enemies. Like the basic attack is AoE. You get an AoE skill as your second skill. Like I think Paladin gets their first skill is AoE, and then it gets a follow-up that's also an AoE. And then their second skill is an AoE, and then Shield Bash is an AoE, and then when they get their gauge, it's also AoE. Everyone just gets so much AoE. Like you literally wall to wall, and the monsters don't survive getting to the wall. You just don't stop going forward and holding down attack buttons.
And then I guess bosses go down quickly too, if that's the case.
Oh yeah, the bosses get absolutely obliterated. It's just it's not even fair what happens to the bosses. So yeah, there's the speed of, and it makes sense because it's a mobile game, so they definitely want the dungeons to be like omega fast. Like if you're on a bus, you could be like, let me crank out my roulette real quick.
Yeah, I kind of wish that was for retail too.
Yeah, well, I mean they also have duty support.
Well, no,
also.
no.
They do already have duty support in as well as another thing to note.
Huh.
Yeah,
but it's not going to go as quickly with duty support because naturally it's slower.
Mm-hmm. Not that much slower here, but yeah, it's slower. It goes from like 4 to 6 minutes to like 8 minutes.
Even still, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the one central thing I'm noticing with this is that everything has been kind of streamlined for mobile. It's a mobile game, so it's like designed for on the go play is what it seems like.
Yeah.
I'd say that with the exception, well, I wouldn't say with the exception of raids, which we'll
No,
get to
I've done
later.
some. I've done some raids on my actual device. I did my raid roulette on the device. I've done my trials and Extreme Titan on my device.
No, I'm talking coil.
I know. You got to remember that so I've been into PF for coil. They're all on their phones, mind you. I'm playing on an emulator. Everyone in China is not doing that. They are playing on their phones.
Right.
So it's and it works perfectly fine. Like, it's a little weird for me because like I sometimes lose track of like my thumb that's supposed to be for moving. Like, it's not in the right spot on the screen. I saw like hit a UI element by accident. They actually made a change to that for jumping and dodge rolling. So yeah, so like the UI buttons were too easy to press for people's thumbs, so they made the like area where they're activated smaller. Yeah, so yeah, no, it works. It does the job.
One quick thing now that you mentioned it, because you said you've been playing on emulator.
Yeah, and a Pixel 8, both. I made sure to play it of the mobile game on mobile, but I'm not going to stream it on my mobile device. That's just stupid. Right.
And how has the let's start on the mobile. How has the performance been?
Okay. Fates get really bad. But I've also been playing with effects on, so I really need to turn them off, especially on my mobile device. Because there's way more effects in this version. Because there's just everyone's just their buttons. They're just pressing them nonstop. There's so many buttons to press, and they're a lot more visually cluttered than the original Realm Reborn actions. Because a lot of them are like Endwalker or even Shadowbringers actions that are like available in a Realm Reborn. But no, yeah, I'd say it actually works really well, and I would say that a Pixel 8's not even like an ideal device for it. I'd say that something more up-to-date would probably still run it better, but it's by no means bad.
That's fair. Yeah. And how does it run through emulation?
I think emulators always hit or miss. I think everyone... I used to emulate a lot of games to stream them, so I got used to hopping emulators frequently. It seems like LD Player and Mumu are kind of the go-tos for this one. I've been using BlueStacks. It's fine. It stutters every now and again. But yeah, LD Player and Mumu seem to be the ones that people are having the greatest success on.
Okay. I would have thought Nox maybe, or yeah.
Nox has always been a problem for me. I fucking hate Nox. I've never had a good experience with Nox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just never worked for me. It never worked the way I wanted to. What was nice about BlueStacks is that by pressing Control-Shift-L, I can translate everything on the screen in a screenshot. And so that was a big reason why, because I knew for a fact that BlueStacks had that.
Now, outside of combat, outside of questing and everything like that, there are the the interactables, the shops, places like that. I guess retainers or whatever however you interact with the game.
There are no retainers.
Kind of like, okay, that answers that question.
Yeah.
So
at least let me rephrase. Okay. I haven't interacted with retainers at all. I and the game has never instructed me to like it did in retail. So that's really the main thing. The bells are there, but the retainers are not. It's because your storage is available anywhere. Your inventory and your storage are just available anywhere. So the retainer doesn't serve a purpose. The market board also available anywhere, in theory. Definitely we'll talk about that later. Even in an instance, you can pull up the market board and just like, oh, I forgot food. Goes to the market board, buys food in the middle of the instance. Or I forgot pots. Goes to the market board, buys pots in the middle of raid.
Oh, so it's, again, definitely streamlined, so you don't have to go to a visible market board. It's just something that's always there. Is what you're saying.
You can. I think you can actually go and interact with the market board to pull up the menu, but there's no point.
Yeah. And I guess it's the same for merchants too. Whereas
Yes,
it's just in one place.
every merchant in the game has been streamlined into a few menus that you just click anywhere in the game to do it. So there's one of the biggest things that mobile does is it eliminates your reason to go anywhere unless you're doing a piece of content. There's literally no reason to go to any location. Like, oh, I need to stop by my retainer, or I need to go. You just do it from the menu.
So what it seems like, and I was about to ask about this, because like in retail, for stuff like retainers, we have to interact outside of the game within, the MOG station to kind of activate that. And whereas in like everything's kind of built in. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or for like any, I guess, ancillary stuff, like you wanted like a mount or anything like that, you would have to interact with the online store. I guess what I'm seeing is that everything is already set to, all the monetization is done in-house in the game.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
That's something that actually 14 retail specifically avoids to make sure that the player doesn't feel like they're being pressured into purchases. They've specifically stated that's why they keep them separate. And as much as it's a pain in the ass for anyone who does actually use them, it lets you know that while you're playing the game, you're not going to get a pop-up that says, hey, buy this for $4, or hey, here's the new sale. Like maybe when you log in, you'll see it on the notice if you ever actually read your post, which nobody does. But in the game, yeah, and you do get pop-ups when there's new glam available on the store. It lets you know, hey, do you want to go to the store? Or hey, we're doing a special sale. But they do that for everything. Oh, there's new content. Here's where it is in the menus. Because you can do, again, you do everything from the menu, like all of your quests that you haven't done that are important are tracked in the menu. Anything that's brand new that has an unlocked quest is tracked in the menu. So everything's done through the menus, pretty much.
Now, on another thing I kind of want to talk about, and we'll kind of get to the bigger issue with this later, is again the comparison between retail and mobile. With retail, again, we have to go through MOG Station. We sign up for an account there, and we pay our subs through the MOG Station. For this, how are our characters handled? Is it done? Is it, is there a sub? Is it just you get one character and that's it? Or can you have multiple characters?
You can have multiple characters. I haven't actually made a second character, so I don't know how much it differs from making the first character. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's free to buy, it's free to play, but there is an optional sub. The optional sub gives you a certain amount of gil per day. It gives you an EXP boost. It increases your mount travel speed. It gives you more market board slots you can actively use at one time. It's 12 by default. I think it raises it to 24, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it cuts down market board tax also. I'm trying to remember what else it does. But it does a handful of things. And I think it's like 6 USD a month or something like that.
Definitely cheaper than a sub.
But it also let me speak on the individual. The mount travel speed I don't give a shit about personally. It does. A Realm Reborn zone's already so small. Like going 10% faster holds no value to me. The extra EXP, not very useful. The EXP, the rate of leveling isn't slowed. So getting the EXP cards just makes it go even faster. Like I ran 2 duty roulettes. It took me 12 minutes. I gained 2 levels. Like, and in the game, you can get EXP cards that give you a short time boost. And you can actually get them from just playing I have 55 of them and I haven't used any of them. So it's like, I'm not even close to having them like used. So if you really need something, you use that. And so there's no pressure. The gil is probably the biggest thing. And that's actually, they just made a change to it that makes you give you like 20,000 more gil per day. So that's probably the biggest reason to have it, especially if you are someone who is terrible at making gil. But even that, I can easily make more than 20,000. Like I can probably run all my roulette, sell a few pieces of materia, and be at a net over that. The market board slot's probably the most important thing, in all honesty.
And it's odd you say that because, like, I remember the early days of ARR, retail ARR, and the game was just handing you gil left and right. I mean, it was easy to kind of get up like several million from basically just doing MSQ or whatever side quest and everything, and you could just be up like at least 3 to 4 million just off of that, not even interacting with market board, selling anything, just playing the game. And
yeah, I don't think it was 3 or 4 mil till an expansion down the line. It's about a mil, I think, just doing MSQ, and it's about the same here. I made about a mil doing the MSQ.
Okay. So what I'm noticing is that the stuff we naturally get for our sub in retail, having, access to certain things is, I wouldn't say gated by, the premium sub, but I guess you pay for a little bit more convenience.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. There's a lot of pay to convenience that teeters on the edge of pay to win, but none of it's outright. So a great example for that is that a Realm Reborn has ether currents here, and you can unlock flying as you go. So at level 10, when you get your chocobo, you can start unlocking flying in the zones instead of it just all becoming available at level 50. Now it's only 4 to 8 ether currents per zone. There's none locked behind quests, so it's literally just go. The radar on the map tells you how far away you are from the nearest ether current, as long as there is one. So it's really easy to find. You don't have to do too much with that. However, if you really hate ether currents that bad, you can buy the ether currents in a zone. You can just be like, I don't want to do that. Buy ether currents. They're just like, no, I don't want to do that. Fuck that. Collect all ether currents. There's no good reason to spend the money. It's not expensive, but it's like, it's one of those you have to really, really not want to do it to even consider doing that.
So yeah, that does kind of teeter on pay to win versus pay to convenience. It's not like,
what are you winning? You're winning not running around the map for 5 minutes.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's just more, it's kind of teetering on it.
People interpret it, but that's not pay to win. There's a different thing they have that's way closer to
it's pay for effort. It's more pay for effort. Honestly, I'd say that's probably the best way to describe it, because again, it's less ether currents and they're all easily accessible apparently. Versus, retail, where it's like not every ether current is accessible. I mean, hell, it takes forever and a day. I mean, you could probably cheat a little and maybe get taxied to one if you knew a person. And then there are the ones locked behind quests. There are no quest locked ones in mobile. They're just available. And then apparently the radar isn't something you have to click every 4 seconds.
So you have to click it to activate it initially once you're in a zone, but it's in real time. So you don't need to keep clicking it to see how far away you are.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because the Aether, I guess the whatever device, you have to keep clicking and, hey, you are so-and-so yalms away from the Aether current. And another thing I noticed is that whatever quest or whatever you're working on, there is a line that points you in the direction. So does the I guess Aether current thing do that too, or does it just tell you where to go?
No, it just tells you how far away it is. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's the guide. That's the MSQ guide, or the quest guide in general. Auto pathing was a paid feature on release, where it was like you could pay to have the game run you to quests automatically. They pretty much immediately made it a free feature. So that's just a thing there too. So you can press take me to the next quest, and it will run along that lit up line to just take you there. It's slow as hell versus just running there yourself, because it does not, like, let's say, let me give you an example. Let's say you're here and there's a town here for your quest, but the map has a path that goes here and then here. Like, that's how the geography works. It'll do this and this to go to the place instead of you just running like that. And also, it never flies, although they said they're looking into auto pathing for flying. So if you have flying, it's like triple the speed to get there. So as soon as you have flying in a zone, it doesn't make any sense to use the auto path unless you just want to go take a piss or something.
Yeah, a lot of convenience, a little bit quality of life convenience stuff. I guess more so for mobile than it is for retail. I mean, I guess retail doesn't really need a way to kind of monetize. I guess we're already monetized with both our subs and the online store, whatever we get out of that.
Yeah.
So a huge thing I was kind of concerned about was the monetization. Because when we talk about it, like we're talking about our sub. Our sub pretty much pays for everything and anything, and then anything extra comes
minus
out
the
$42
3-part outfit. You know that your sub doesn't cover a $42 3-part outfit. It definitely doesn't cover that.
Yeah, not that. Does the monetization? Because from what it sounds like, I mean, it's just more convenience. It doesn't seem like anything is predatory, like some games.
I would.
Or
I don't think
are there certain aspects? Yeah,
I don't think there's anything I would call predatory. I'd say there's a few. Like you make this face, you go.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. So a big example for that is the relic weapon questline. So,
oh boy,
yeah. So for the first part of the relic weapon, you need to collect 5 oils. They're 500 poetics each. Simple, no big deal. You need an HQ crafted weapon. Same thing, not a big deal. You need 20 of a certain type of materia. Not a big deal. And then you need 30. I think they're called like etheroplasm flasks or something in that line. Brand new item, wasn't in retail. These are earned in a number of ways. You can get 6 of them per week from turn 9 normal mode. You get 2 per. You can buy up to 2 per clear. You get 2 totems per clear, and then you can buy 6 of them per week. They can come from the challenge log. Actually, there's a chest in there that you can get from the challenge log. I think you can spend 1,500 poetics to get the same chest, and that has a chance at it. I don't know if that chest actually has a chance at it. And then there's some in the battle pass, which I hadn't mentioned yet. And then you can just straight up buy them. That's it. Anyone who has a relic completed before the 5-week mark, or I say before the 4-week mark, there's a chance you could get enough extras ahead of like 5 weeks if you do enough, if you farm enough, but they probably paid for them. And that's per relic, mind you. So.
Wait. Okay. So every single thing needed for the relic, you said how many things? Like 1, 2.
Yeah, so 3 of them you just play the game to get super easily. 1 of them you can just straight up buy.
Okay.
Or play the game. I will say this, on the patch where the relic was added, it's item level 135. I literally bought a weapon better than it 3 days later for tomestones. So.
And are there raid weapon drops? No drops from?
Yeah, item level 155 weapons from raid. The 20 item levels over the relic.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the item level is ultra accelerated also. It's at 155. That was a Heaven's Word item level.
Yeah. Huh. So yeah. Yeah, definitely that's I'll call a spade a spade. I'd say that's pay to win. Pay for.
I'd say by definition of it providing a power increase, or it is an option to provide a power increase. It is it's not the best option in the game, but by definition,
right?
I think you have to acknowledge that it is technically pay to win. You won't be winning anything, but you are technically advancing your item level for money. So,
yeah.
or you can use it to advance your item level. I should be more clear because again, my gear's all better than the relic already. So
because you've obviously done coil.
Well, no, I'm using the tome weapon, which is 140. Yeah, the dark light tome weapons are 140.
Okay. So monetization, not 100% scummy. There's some scummy parts, a little bit. But
yeah, I think another thing we kind of skipped over that I could have talked about is your inventory space. You start with 300 slots for everything. There's no armory chest at all. And then you have 5 storage slots that I think they're like 30 each. And you expand your inventory, you get what's it called? There's an item that expands it. You get them for free from certain things, but you can also buy them to expand your inventory a whole bunch.
Again, on paper, it doesn't sound bad. And nothing sounds too terrible except for what you just one of the ones you just said. And it just seems like stuff that naturally you would experience in a mobile game, like any mobile game, whether it be gacha or an experience like this. It seems like a natural way to monetize a mobile game, and it's understandable. Yeah. So it's nothing out of place and nothing ridiculous. And
most of it's actually very retail-esque, like selling glams and emotes and shit like that. At least it's close enough to it that it doesn't seem too bad. It's just those few little things like that.
Right. Okay. Now, moving past the monetization for a few.
Okay.
Let's talk about actual, I guess hardcore content or just content in regards to, because it's just 2.0. It's just 2.0, so it's nothing really hardcore. I mean, again, you're just doing what primals and coil.
Yeah. So it's pretty strange because I mentioned that Cutter's Cry and Zamiel, Amdapor, and Wanderer's Keep weren't here. Right. It's not the only thing that's not here, but there's more things that are here that weren't in 2.0, but there's also less things that would have been in the overall patches. So it's a big question of when they're going to actually decide to do some of those things. We have some idea. There's already like a bit of a teaser for things that are coming in 0.0 and 0.1, 0.2, etc., etc. There is, how do I put it? Titan Extreme is in. But there's no Ifrit or Garuda Extreme.
Okay.
The original trial modes are actually the hard modes. So like level 15 Ifrit is Ifrit hard mode. And Titan at level 35 is Titan hard mode. And then Garuda is sort of Garuda hard mode, sort of not. It's like it borrows a little bit. So there's like some mechanics borrowed, which fundamentally makes you think the content's actually going to be harder or more advanced. But then you get to Titan Extreme, and Titan Extreme is super fucking easy. Like crazy fucking easy.
Yeah, I figured that because we experience that on PC all the time. My perfect example is Ravana. Ravana, like you do Ravana like normal or hard mode, I guess, versus EX. EX just goes by just like that, and then the normal mode is like the time waster, and I hate getting that, and I hated getting it in roulettes because it was just longer for no fucking reason. I just wanted to be in and out. But you said EX is just Titan EX is just fucking easier than hard.
Yeah, well, it's not easier than hard. It's just really easy. Like compared to retail Titan Extreme, there's a lot less that can go wrong. Some of the reason is because falling off doesn't actually permanently knock you off there. So like that's a big thing. I noticed that especially in the easy mode one. But the big thing is that all of the fights in mobile, again, not just the dungeons are shorter. The trials are shorter too, and the raids are shorter too. So Titan's first phase doesn't really ask anything special of you, and then he has a dedicated ad phase as well. Instead of the heart, you actually have to kill the jail things, the jailers, and then they permanently leave a puddle for the rest of the fight. But that's the only time the jailers appear. They're only there once, and the bomb patterns are there's nothing interesting. Like there's no like DPS the one bomb down to create a set safe spot. Like he jumps into the air and does like Shiva bombs and does like the back and forth bombs at one point. None of the more weird to read bomb patterns are there. He doesn't actually jail people at all. He never has in any of my runs. I'm sorry, let me rephrase. He jails in the first phase, but doesn't jail in the second phase. And the jails can just be stacked together and murdered instead of that whole like has to be separate thing. So it's like, I don't know. It's really strange because there's like certain things that are in different spots that you kind of give it the false sense of, oh, this is actually harder. But it's also like a 7-minute fight at Enrage. The original Titan's like 10 minutes, 30 seconds, and it's designed around that Enrage. This is a 7-minute fight that you'll beat way before 7 minutes on like a clean run. We're talking about like a 5.5 minute to 6 minute run. So the fights are way shorter. And when a fight is way shorter and doesn't even have all the pieces that make the original one a challenge, like knock back into jails, into, you know, the landslides. Like, it doesn't matter if a mechanic looks like it's from like Uwu, for example. Like, there's like one mechanic that like is kind of the Uwu equivalent, but it's not. It goes super fast, and it's just like it's way easier. But it feels like it's made that way on purpose, both to make it shorter for mobile and because it's on mobile, and they probably don't want to do anything uber crazy on mobile just yet, while people are still literally getting a feel for how to play the game in the first place. But the fight is the fight has to be over before you get off the bus. You know, you gotta crank out that Titan Extreme before you get to your next stop.
And I noticed they visually they upped a lot of the graphics on certain mechanics. For example, landslide looks a little bit more extra.
I don't think those graphics look better. They are different.
They're different. It just looks extra. That's all I'm saying.
It's
like they cranked it up a little.
Yeah, because they added some like textures to things, but the textures don't look good on some of the things that they added. So
yeah,
it's like, that certainly is a different animation. I wouldn't call it better, especially not maybe
I wouldn't say
the quality of it was higher, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, you're dealing with a mobile game, so naturally it's not going to look 1-to-1 with PC. You're not going to get, you know, stuff that would break a graphics card or whatnot. It's just mobile.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I look at it and I go, that looks weird.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it's just weird.
Yeah. That's how I would describe
now. How is gear handled in the game?
So because
in terms of acquisition, in terms of acquisition, and then, you know, stats and item level and whatnot,
it's far more modern in that sense. So itemization, I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't given a flying fuck about my substats. Because I don't want to read every piece, and I don't want to figure out what the Mandarin is. Like, I don't want to memorize the Mandarin for it. But 2, because I don't think it fucking matters at all. So there's a reason for that. There's skill speed and spell speed aren't gonna fucking hurt you here. In fact, I believe the math suggests that skill speed and spell speed, or haste as it is here, is the second best DPS stat behind crit. That was what the math seemed to originally suggest, with determination being at the bottom. So I just kind of I just don't get, like, and the fights are dead so fast. I haven't had to give a shit. Bro, no one's even using food or pots half the time. And the raid bosses are just dying way before there's even a chance for them to enrage. So there's that for endgame. For the early part of the game, it's kind of pretty simple. So you can just buy gear from the vendors every 10 levels at 5, 15, 25, 30. But you also get gear from your class quest, from your job quest, from the dungeons, from all that. So that's all pretty standard. At level 50, when the game first came out, you pretty much just had max uncapped tomes, and then you had Titan Extreme, and that kind of was all of your gear. Because you would buy the uncapped Tombstone gear. That could be upgraded with Titan stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. There's also Labyrinth of the Ancients. But Labyrinth of the Ancients was like between Tombstone and Titan Extreme. It was like 5 item levels. So it's kind of immediately worthless, if that makes sense. Kind of just like a one and done for that the experience. Maybe for the glam as well. But Titan drops Titan Rocks instead of his weapons. And the Titan Rocks upgrade the uncapped Tombstone gear. So it goes from 110 to 120. But you can also buy Titan Rocks with Tombstones. So it was you could just tomes. Tomes, man. Sure do love tomes. And then they released Binding Coil Normal. That's item level 130. At the same time as that, the Relic is out, which is 135. But there's also Cap Tombstones, which are 140. And the Cap Tombstones, you can buy one piece every week, minimum, because it's 450 is the max cost for a weapon. The only difference is the weapon needs 2 plates from turn 9 normal, so it takes 2 lockouts, technically, to buy the tome weapon. And then Savage Coil jumps all the way up from 140 to 155. And that's it. That's the gear. Oh, and crafted gear is 135 also. So you could also skip all that shit with crafted gear, obviously.
Completely forgot about crafting, which I didn't forget about it because I wanted to ask about that. Have you interacted with crafting much at all?
Not yet, but when I was researching it months and months ago, it was every crafter has its own mini game that you have to play. And so they all have like just a different way of, like, for example, I think with I think it was blacksmithing. It's like it kind of reminds me of the Dragon Quest XI crafting, if that makes sense. If you remember how that works.
Yeah, which was kind of a bitch sometimes.
Yeah, it's not as difficult as that, but like it's the same kind of idea. It gives you like the grid, and you have to smack parts of the grid to like raise the numbers of the other parts of the grid. So yeah, they're a little bit different.
What about Culinarian? Because
I think I saw footage of Culinarian, but I don't remember what it was like. But yeah, they have like there's a couple of different mini games depending on which crafter you're playing. They're not all different.
So is it like the 2.0 crafting experience in retail where it was basically, anybody who had the skill or knowledge could do it, and everybody just kind of left it alone because it was so intimidating at the time? Is it kind of like that, or is it more accessible?
It's more. I think it's supposed to be a lot. Everyone I spoke to who's done any crafting has just been mowing through it.
Okay.
Once they get how the minigame works, they've just been blasting. Yeah. So Culinarian is a match 3 game where you get 3 random colors. Fuck me in the beard, I guess. That you can change randomly and want to drop them all in the pot to make matches of 3 to buff your control. Yep.
I'd rather have normal crafting. I'm not lie. Like, I mean, it's yeah, but from what it sounds like, I'd rather have normal crafting. I'd rather just math the numbers out, try fucking different skills, yada yada yada. I'd rather do that. Like, I mean, yeah, there's uniqueness in it, and it sounds. I'm not even gonna say it sounds fun. That doesn't sound like
sounds
fun
different.
It's different. It just doesn't seem fun.
You just said you didn't want to say that, and then you just said it again, Sly. Why would you lie to me like that?
It just doesn't. It just seems counterintuitive, I guess. That'd be the better word.
Yeah, it's just mini game crafting. The gatherers are the same, so you don't even have to ask about those. Fishing's got some better quality of life. Like you can actually add a fishing hole. It tells you all the fish you've caught at the top and then has like blank spaces if there's any you haven't caught. So the fishing log is more informative is the big thing.
I can imagine fishing having a mini game because of, what we have with spearfishing now.
Right.
So, So I can imagine that. But, punching rocks or kicking trees, I don't think that needs a mini game.
No, it doesn't. So they didn't. Except for the fact that the 1.0 mini games are in the gold saucer, which is the same in retail.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But fishing actually has a ton of quality of life. Like all the things you do on like you pull up on your phone or on, you're like on a website, it just has that in the game. Timers and the fishes. And you can even somebody brought up here, you can auto release the fish that you've already caught before by just clicking them in the fishing log. So you can be like, yeah, just auto release that fish every time.
So with that, with, crafting and gathering, doing, I guess, raid, which it's not to the point of retail where I guess you would want to do, I guess, money runs, I guess. Or
no, I mean, I'm sure someone out there is. So again, the thing we kind of skipped past, I mentioned it, but we didn't talk about it at all. Binding Coil has normal and savage. So it's Binding Coil normal, which is story mode coil. I'll put it in quotes because it's one fight in particular is only barely story mode. And then there's Savage, which is not the retail fight. They are actually different than the retail fights. Because I think some things just don't work well in mobile. I'm very curious to do the third fight in Savage because I'm willing to bet it's not significantly different, but different enough from the way that the original fight worked in retail. But yeah, they are different. They are different for sure. They're not hard or harder, but they're very much modern takes on Binding Coil of Bahamut.
And as of now, it's right now 1 through 9, or is it the entire coil? Or have they hit?
Well,
Bahamut
it's not
yet?
1 through 9. It's 1, 5, 6, and 9. So it's still 4 fights to a tier, but they skipped 2, 3, and 4, and 7 and 8, and just did the first and last fight. The reason probably being is there's almost no story cutscenes in 2, 3, 4, 7, or 8. I think the start of 7 has a cutscene technically, but they basically took out anything that didn't have a cutscene.
So they just flat out omitted fights.
Yes.
Okay. Weird. Thoughts on why?
What is that?
Thoughts on why?
I just said why. Probably because they have no. Because if they're using a story mode raid, imagine you do the story mode and there's no cutscenes for 5 fights. There's like 1 cutscene and 5 fights. Also, yeah, who the fuck misses 3? Nobody misses turn 3. Get out of here.
What, you don't like rat racing?
No, I don't like rat racing on mobile. I got shit to do. That's the whole point.
Streamlining, probably.
No, I think they literally just went, there's no point. If we're going to do a story mode, let's make sure that we include the fights with cutscenes.
I was reading chat. Somebody was saying streamlining.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
mean, I
will say, yeah.
Go ahead.
No. Go first.
Outside of the rat race, I think some you shouldn't omit. Some
7 and 8 are weird omissions. 8 in particular, I was upset to see omitted, and I do think 4 is an okay thing. Here's the problem: how do you do 4 when everyone can just AOE mow down? It's going to be like a dungeon. ADS is also a problem. There's no interrupts in the game, so they have to completely redo high voltage, and that's like one of the only things that made that fight difficult, other than Allagan Rot, was making sure to silence every single high voltage. So I think some of it is because the game literally, again, I said this with the Savage versions too, is like the game isn't built to do certain things, so they can't. So they don't. And that's another reason.
But they're responsible for the build themselves. Like, you're saying...
I'm saying,
you're saying their
for
game
mobile, to make it playable on mobile, some things are just not worth trying to include to make it a smooth experience. There are other things that instead of being stuns are DPS checks, for example, because you don't have like the I think the Chocobo can stun, if I'm not mistaken. And Black Mage can freeze targets, which technically stuns. And that's like it. But they're not going to force you to bring a Black Mage to things.
So no roll actions.
There are roll actions, but I think everyone has either arm's length or shirt cast. So that takes up one of the 3 slots. I think all the DPS have second wind. All the tanks have provoke instead of second wind. And all the casters, I don't actually know what the healers, and I think the casters might have lucid dreaming there. I think all the casters might have lucid dreaming in that spot.
So nothing like leg sweep or anything like that.
No, nothing like that. And then there's one more slot, and I think the last slot is more like I'm Fizz range has Peloton, for example, but Peloton can be used in combat now. So there's that. And then I don't know what else is there. Rampart for tanks is an extra defensive. Yeah. Oh, and Revive is one of the healer cross rolls. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I didn't even mention Scholar's a separate job from Summoner, by the way.
Oh, they've actually taken care of that. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. You do have to level them separately, that means. But, you know. Yeah. And you also can't start the game as a Scholar. You have to wait till level 10.
Huh.
Yeah, I totally forgot to mention
that. Everybody's like, boo. I kind of figured that would be one change they would definitely make, one oversight, because I felt like throughout the years that was an oversight on the devs' part. I had a thought. I had a question.
Was it about Savage?
Oh, it was a sidebar. It was a quick side. Oh yeah. Did Dragoons get any defensives?
Chat? I don't think so. I think a lot of jobs don't have defensives though. I don't think that's like a Dragoon specific.
Right.
Like Bard only has second wind. Yeah, Bard only has second wind. So would be the same. I'm pretty sure Dragoon. I know Monk has Riddle of Earth. I'm pretty sure. They did get Dragon Sight back.
What?
To tether. I don't know how you target. I'm pretty sure it just picks someone. I have no fucking idea how it targets.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, unless you can.
No, you just press it and it tethers. It tethers. I think it's the closest person.
Closest person? Yeah.
Pretty sure it automatically goes to the closest person.
Which is stupid. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, I know. When I was doing a dungeon, the Dragoon was like, please stand by me. Please stand by me. It's funny though. I only know that's happening when I'm playing with people from the English community, because when I play with the Chinese community, sometimes they like recognize me and they say hi or something, but like most of the time it's me just doing emotes and I have no idea what they're saying, or like I'm running it through Google Translate or something like that and just responding with an emote. I have learned a little bit of Chinese.
Oh, wow.
A little bit. Yeah. My favorite.
A little bit of Mandarin?
Yo, Chinese, like spoken Chinese.
Oh.
Yeah. Which I don't know if it's Cantonese. I think it's just simplified Chinese, technically. My favorite phrase is "Gale." You know what that is? I'm lagging. No. That's now. Anytime I'm lagging in any game, I'm just gonna be "Gale." And then there was also what was it? Ni hao, xie xie, guan kam. That's hey, thanks for watching.
Wow. becoming more, I guess,
I've
more
learned more of
versed.
Chinese than I've learned of Japanese in all the years playing Final Fantasy 14. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
I'm being forced to so I can communicate. I don't have to force myself to learn Japanese.
I know, Mr. Worldwide right here. So now that we kind of covered Savage, I just want to get general thoughts. So far, what has been your favorite experience, and what's been an experience that's kind of been like surprising or eye opening for you within mobile?
Can you repeat that one more time? I spaced out.
Oh my God.
I was trying to think if I knew any more Chinese phrases now, and I was starting to talk about it. I was like, have I done anything else?
What's been your favorite experience in mobile, and what's been one that's kind of surprised you, or anything within mobile that's kind of surprised you or been eye-opening?
So I think the biggest thing is open world engagement. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't really compel me that much, and there's other issues revolved around it. Other things have propped up that are problems, but it's like I see the attempt, and I'm kind of okay with it. So in the open world, there are 3 types of random events that can occur, other than fates. There's buried treasure, which is a marmot appears and can guide you to a small treasure chest. You can get EXP cards doing that. You can get treasure maps doing that. You can get gil, and you even get experience. I got like 10 levels opening those fucking things on my paladin. So again, leveling super fucking easy.
So open world rabbits. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, kind of like open world rabbits. And to boot, by completing the sightseeing log, you actually can spot all random events on the map as question marks whenever you're near them. So the sightseeing log also has the sightseeing log and the perfect sightseeing log. The sightseeing log itself is you just go to all the locations and do lookout without meeting any conditions. And the perfect sightseeing log is doing all the original sightseeing log conditions. But you only need the regular sightseeing log to get that mini-map radar function, which I don't think is advertised anywhere in the game, but I can't fucking read it, so it's not like I would know. So there's that. There's also the Goblin Merchant, who you'll find him like in distress, and if you just help him real quick, then you raise your reputation with him, and then he has a shop that sells like some glam items and stuff. And then there is the Wandering Bard, the Wandering Bards. So there's like a little bard band that goes around, and if you do some emotes in front of them, then you get a temporary, I think it's an EXP and bicolor gemstone buff. They also have like the Forlorn and bonus fates in the A Realm Reborn areas. So they have like the Stormblood stuff, but they also have high risk fates, which give the fates a random effect that make them way harder. And honestly, I don't think they did a good job with that. Just the effects they've chosen are actually like awful.
Would you say it's not worth it?
I would actually, yes, I would say that it's not worth it. So let me see if I can remember all the kinds. Growth is my least favorite. So growth is the longer the fate has been alive, the stronger the monsters get. They do more damage, I think take less damage, and regenerate health. Half the time I get to a fate, it's at 20 growth, and the monsters are unkillable. So if you're not right there when it spawns, it's just fucking impossible to do. Then there's isolation, which is all the enemies in the fate get hyper buffed if they're near any other fate monster. I literally was on Paladin and went from taking 0 damage to half my health per auto attack. So that was a little fucking extreme. Given especially everyone likes to group every mob up in fate, so somebody's always like, I'll just go pull the rest. And then they just get fucking murdered. And then there was... What's the other? There's at least one, maybe 2 more. Isolation, growth. There's one where monsters are buffed if there's not enough players. So you're just fucked if you're doing them alone. And I swear there's one more other than that, but I can't remember what it is. I don't hate them. Oh, and Berserk. Monsters do more damage at low health. There you go. I don't hate the idea of fates being hard, but like all of them are not fun to. They basically just become, I'm not doing that fate right now.
I mean, on paper, it sounds great. Like, it just needs a little bit of work and a little bit of tuning, fine tuning to make it. I mean, it sounds interesting.
It's not, yeah, and the rewards are higher. There's like glam rewards that come exclusively from doing high risk fates. Fates also have individual achievement tracks where it's like you have to do certain things, like beat the high risk fate in under 3 minutes, or kill 50 enemies from this fate. And they're like overall, they're not like one, like you don't do them all within one fate. You like progress them every time you do each individual fate. I don't even know what that does, in all honesty. I've progressed some of them, and I think they pop up in like your log when they're done. Maybe they grant like dyes and glam and shit. I don't know. But the high risk fates are so unfun to do. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't like them. I just don't like them. Ruin or peril on an escort fate that makes the escort take damage over time, so it becomes a fucking speed run. You have to get them to the end point as fast as fucking possible. There you go.
Is it like the escort fates where they just kind of move on their own fucking time, or do they?
Yeah, but as soon as you kill the monsters, they'll progress.
Yeah, fuck that.
Or heal them. You can heal them too.
Yeah.
Don't forget. And it lowers their healing received greatly. Awesome. Fucking awesome.
So anything that's been eye-opening or surprising to you?
I mean, just as much as I don't think any of those would really, like, if retail did those, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, yes, great. Except for going back to the old fates and giving them the new mechanics. I'm personally okay. I think they should do that. I think that's just, they shouldn't ignore doing that at some point. The idea of, it's funny because the game simultaneously asks you to be in less places by putting everything in a fucking menu, but then subsequently tries to encourage you to do more open world stuff. So it kind of just is only halfway with each. And so I think the only thing that's quote eye-opening is that I would like Fates to see more support. Like, at least I'm seeing them try to make Fates more integral to the experience. I think there's a better way to do it, but I like seeing the attempt. I put out a video, actually, I think today, where I talk a lot about how I want to see more support for the Fate system as a whole to make it more engaging with the player and to make it something that lower level players find more valuable, so it becomes more of a standard for people to be doing them. But that's about it, really. No, a lot of people have thought that I was going to be like, oh my God, look at all this. It's crazy. It's the greatest. No, it's like, I feel like I'm playing a mobile version of Final Fantasy XIV. Like, some of this stuff is cool. A lot of it doesn't make sense within the context of Retail 14. And some of it, if it could be iterated on better, I would be okay with seeing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get to the big question, in my opinion. Okay. Because
that would be
we're at this point.
I'm curious, yeah.
Not really monetization. Because we're at this point for retail where, like, a lot of people are checking out. If not, they've already checked out. And if so, they're checking out 7.3. And you know how many people feel right now about the game, and it's become widely apparent. Outside of curiosity and nostalgia, why should or would you play mobile?
So I think that it's interesting seeing, so I talked a little bit about specifically the raids, but I think a lot of the game systems are actually so functionally different that you fire off a few different neurons when it comes to this. Treasure maps, for example, they can drop from fates now, and you do 2 a day. They have a couple of extra random events that occur. You can earn your group maps from doing your normal map. So there's a little bit more daily login function. The encounters themselves are not one-to-ones, so seeing the differences is quite useful. There are some gameplay elements people may enjoy. I think people who like tanking may find the tanks more exciting, especially at the earlier levels. But it's kind of like asking why would somebody play WoW Classic almost when it's just old.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that, but it's more like, if anyone's familiar with WoW, it's a little more like Mop Remix almost, where you're effectively playing through what is the same thing, but it's the fundamental systems that support that same thing are different enough to the point where at the very least, people will probably be, like you said, curious enough to want to see more. Yeah, more like Season of Discovery. I guess that is fair. Yeah, it's more like Season of Discovery in a sense. That it's curious enough. A lot of the times, we looked at mobile while we were waiting for it to actually release in China. In like, oh, look at what they're doing with the job changes early. Look at how they're changing this. Look how they're changing that. Should retail learn anything from this? It's kind of just a fun little experiment that you could find yourself putting more time into than you expected. And you can do it anywhere pretty reliably. Because again, it does actually run pretty well on phones. It's also free to play, which I will talk about in a second, because that has raised a whole hell of a lot of problems, especially in the last day. But it's been interesting. Like, I wanted to see how they were going to do Coil. I wanted to see how they're going to do Titan. I wanted to see, I wanted to know, how does this actually work on mobile? And that's been a pretty interesting experience. I'll say that. Like, Savage turn 1, I was like, okay, I mean, this is effectively turn 1, but really like modernized, a lot of spread mechanics, stack mechanics, boss position mechanics, ground panel, time, feeding based on timing, just balancing boss health. I was like, okay. Turn 5 Savage, took us like an hour and a half or two to get through. We had all the information. But you want to know what's crazy? Apparently the guides that were made for this were released before Savage Coil actually released, because the guide makers just played with the devs and then made the guides off of playing with the devs in China. I learned that. Yeah, I know one of them's by name is Xian. That's one. There's another one I think that we referred to for turn 5 in particular. It's been a very interesting social experience. And like Loda, like 8-man Labyrinth of the Ancients. That was pretty interesting, to say the least. There's a lot of things to look at and see how it can be done or how it could have been done differently, and to re-experience it with a new coat of paint, which I think a lot of people actually do like. I mean, again, that's why vanilla WoW was a thing. And here's the thing. I would never ask for actual vanilla Realm Reborn again, but if you take it and change all the rules and change the way it works, then you'd have my attention. That's effectively what it is.
Yeah, I just ask it because, like, again, yeah, you say it's not one-to-one. It's not a one-to-one experience from what we've experienced in retail, but to just out of sheer convenience, it being on mobile, you can take it anywhere, and just seeing what differences there are from mobile to retail. Outside of that, like, personally speaking, that would be it. Like, that's where it ends for me. It's like, okay, I would just try it and say, like, okay, it's different. All right. And that would be the novelty for me.
Right.
And it would just end straight there. I wouldn't see any not really benefit, but further enjoyment out of it, because I'm already I'm already playing it. Plus, if I wanted to go back, I could do New Game Plus in retail if I really wanted to go back.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do the story, I wouldn't go and do it in the mobile version instead of doing it in retail.
Yeah.
But again, it's really because it is a different experience, even though it is the same game.
Yeah.
It's like a re-envisioning of the same game. It's kind of like how Trails in the Sky first chapter is being remade soon. The gameplay is completely different, but it's still technically Trails in the Sky.
Exactly. Community-wise, my whole issue is that, People already fucking mad right now. You want to give them another reason to be fucking mad? You want to give them a reason to be mad at Final Fantasy 14 twice?
I mean, the Chinese player was pretty upset about something they just did yesterday.
What's that?
So I mentioned earlier, and I've alluded to it throughout the show, that being free to play, it comes with a lot of problems.
Oh yeah.
One of which is bots. There's a lot of fucking bots in Final Fantasy 14 Mobile. There's bots running dungeons. There's bots doing fates. There's bots over there mining. There's bots everywhere. And do you know how retail Final Fantasy 14 gets around having even more bots? Like one of the big ways that it does it. It charges money. Remember, but
yeah.
So you know what they started doing? They started charging money. In order to use the market board or trade with players or use a free company chest, you have to have spent at least 30 yuan, which is like, I think $4.18, but you have to buy the 6 USD.
$4. Yeah.
Yeah. Realistically, not that big a deal. It does raise new issues, but even the Chinese player base has not been a big fan of that because it just wholly locks everything out. But a big problem that rose in Retail 14, our botting problem became a credit card fraud problem. Because when the bots realized they needed money to actually function, they just started stealing people's information. And phishing links and everything became all the more common. So I wholly expect that to be the case here too. So it's both are charging money is a band-aid over a core problem. I think they were already on some of the right tracks. They started making it so like there was some restricted access, like you couldn't actually spend tomestones before max level. So low level bots that were technically, because you can earn tomestones before level 50. You can earn them all the way up to level 50 and then spend them at 50 once you can actually like buy gear. But they were just earning them at the lower levels. So they made it so, you have to be level 50 to do that. Or, there's like a limitation to, I think you have to be like another certain level to spend bicolor gemstones. And like, you can't get credit from fates if you're 10 levels under them. So there was like a whole host of things they did. And I think more along that line would have been enough. The charging money thing is like, they probably just need more aggressive things to combat the bots in particular, and then to do frequent ban waves. But I know that's like a big ask at the same time. So the problem is like when you have a free to play MMO and it's free to play the whole thing through, but then you start locking core features behind payment, even if the logic is good and the reason totally makes sense, it doesn't present well to players when they're told they basically just can't function. Like, I can't buy food off the market board anymore. I can't buy pots off the market board anymore. Good thing they weren't really that fucking useful to begin with, because most people are barely using that. You can buy some vendor stuff if you want, but now I can't sell stuff on the market board to earn gil either. So like, I'm playing Iron Man mode, Final Fantasy 14. So that's been a bit of a divisive one that we're still kind of waiting on more news for. And I don't know how that's going to go. But if that happens in the West for the same logical reasons, it will go over probably far worse than it goes over in China.
So, with all this being said,
yeah,
with all the comparisons and everything that's going on, whenever we do get the English localization of mobile, based on your experience right now, would you suggest, even to just anyone, even people who already play retail, would you suggest people give it a try?
I think it's worth at least just to see it, just to experience it. It's the bare minimum that, and I think some people will probably enjoy being able to pop in. It's really quick to play through. It's really quick to catch up. If you're not playing 14 for the first time, you're not going to sit there and take forever to get through the story. You're going to blast through the story, and leveling other jobs is not very hard either. So from like an engagement standpoint, if you're just looking to have a little more 14 in your life, it's actually pretty good for that. But And also, let's be honest, when it comes to the West, I think we're all expecting some sort of reason for Retail 14 to give people a reason. Like, oh, if you play Retail 14 and Mobile 14, blah, 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 you know, get some sort of bonus, which I totally expect to happen. I would not be surprised if something like that or even like if you're playing Retail 14, then they give you like gems per month in Mobile 14 or some shit like that, you know. And if, or yeah, I don't know. I just expect something along the lines.
Yeah.
But it's also just, again, it's something to kind of occupy one if you just really need more Final Fantasy 14 in your life. There's also different glams. There's also different event quests like the Penguin quests that we had for Tencent. So there may even be things and glams in there that you actually want to see and try out and whatnot. That's what I think the big takeaway is. And to someone's point, PSO2 Global is kind of like that. We don't talk about New Genesis because it's depressing. I'm sad right now.
Just mentioning it, yeah, he's just sad.
I'm upset. Very upset.
I accidentally almost downloaded New Genesis because I thought my mod was wanting me to do something in New Genesis. No, it was a completely different game. I was like, okay, good. I don't have to download this shit.
Don't worry. My next classic download is either OSRS or MapleStory Classic. One of the two. But yeah, I've been enjoying it for the most part. And like I said, I've gotten to actually meet people from the Chinese community and you know,
that's good.
Share a few hellos with them. And I've been able to also the people playing in the West, you know, I've been able to just go in, make PFs, pull people together, just do coil kind of casually and you know, get everyone in a rating sense and see some up-to-date versions of the fight. Like Twintania is almost like there are some things that are very much the same, but Twintania is almost a completely different fight. In some senses, it's like there are some mechanics that are completely different. They're just literally they never did anything like them in the original. They're like they're not like different from Retail 14 mechanics. They're just nothing like Retail Twintania. Yeah, I've been enjoying it.
Glad. Again, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Just to say I at least gave it a shot. Not going in too jaded, but
yeah, I mean, I would just giving it a shot. The big thing is that even with the market function like locked through the money, again, it's not really a whole lot of money, so it doesn't matter. Like in reality, I would just keep in mind it's a one time. Anytime you spend that amount of money on the game, like the moment you buy the battle pass, then the market board's open. Like, or the moment you buy a glam or like a few dies, then it's open forever. You just have to cumulatively have spent enough money for them to be like, well, at least that's a person, most likely. At least they gave us money first. So yeah, even like global, I probably will just like buy the battle pass initially anyway, so I'll instantly have it, so it won't matter regardless. But it's I mean it's been a good time, and we may not even have to wait that much longer for the Western version. There's so we have an idea of some of the content that's actually coming. Some of it is, I'll say secondhand. We're hearing about it in a sense.
And this is from the Discord, correct?
Yes, this is from the Discord.
Okay.
So patch 2.05 is August 6th. Don't know what's in that. September 10th is 2.1, which will have another main story update, crystalline conflict, and more. 2.15 is October 15th, and then 2.2 is in December. That'll be Rogan Ninja, controller support, multilingual support, new treasure hunt features, gold saucer update, quick chat is planned but not 100% certain, and more. And then you don't know when, but they've already confirmed they're working on Heaven's Ward, Al Ra, Dark Knight, Astro Machinist, level cap increase, customizable UI, and a handful of other stuff. The fact that 2.2 is multilingual support, you would assume that means the game's localized and released elsewhere. So by December, it might actually be out. I would actually now expect, based on the dev comments, that we may actually have We may have it in the West in the next few months. Won't be long.
Well, I'll be keeping my eye out for it.
Yeah.
And maybe do a stream or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Or however long.
I'm very curious how Ninja plays as well. Very curious. I want to know what Mudras look like on mobile. Oh my
yeah, in
God,
terms of everything, I think.
Swipes? Is it going to be swipes? Like two on your phone?
Oh, God.
Actually, I think it
like,
is.
actually having to do mudras like.
Yeah, on your phone.
Like,
two.
It could have been like, what was it? The one Castlevania game where you had to draw the runes to beat bosses.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny. So, random sidebar for Castlevania. In Dokapon, one of the bad things that can happen to a player is they're handed nitroglycerin. And it's whenever you take damage, it might blow up and kill you. And so it instantly made me think of the N64 Castlevania, where one of the first quests is to fucking carry nitroglycerin around, and you're carrying it over your fucking head, and if anything bad happens to you, you just fucking die. Yeah, what if when you're playing Ninja on mobile, the camera turns on, you have to be like...
Yeah, don't make it more mobile coded.
Just imagine propping your fucking phone up in the middle of raid on like a tripod so you can...
Yeah, in terms of all my curiosities about mobile, I guess that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Like, I mean, I've seen you play a lot, and kind of answered most of my reservations about it. Like, mainly the monetization, and mainly gameplay wise, how fights work, how dungeons work, how raids work, and everything. So, I guess my concerns have been alleviated thus far.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Alleviate. I don't even know if it's the right word. It's more like we now actually functionally know, and it is worth remembering that they openly stated that the Chinese version was effectively going to not be a beta test, but they would be using feedback on monetization from that before taking it to the global audience. So it is important to remember that they've already had some rough run-ins with that particular part that have already been addressed. And it seems like of all the things they're addressing, that was actually the first. Like, they rushed taking care of like monetization concerns for people. And they said they would focus more on like exclusive events. Like, they added Nail's wings as a glam. And like a new emote and stuff like that. So like they're focused on like trying to provide things that even retail doesn't have as glams and things that people can buy. That's good enough for a lot of people. Gaius's armor is a glam there that you can buy too. Yeah, that's another one. There's a whole bunch of them. Yeah, though there's a Lunar Dynamo and Dalamud Dive emote with the wings.
Again, giving retail reasons to be fucking mad that we don't have shit.
Imagine being in town and seeing Lunar Dynamos just fucking going off nonstop. Give me an aneurysm.
Yep.
And honestly, we might see them in retail at some point. Because, like, China's been getting shit before us on their PC client for years. And then we just get it eventually. So maybe.
Yeah.
So I think they really, it seems like they want to bunker down on creating things that people actually want to buy to like customize their character, and that's going to be the big thing on top of Battle Pass, on top of the monthly sub card. So a few of the traditional things. They said their goal was not to money grab, it was to do slow income over time. I don't know how you successfully do that, but we'll see if they can pull it off.
Good luck.
Oh, I didn't know the $42 outfit was from Korea. Maybe that's why it's $42. They had to
so
pay,
far
like,
it seems like
taxes on it.
so far it seems like Lightspeed is doing a good job thus far with what they have.
Yeah, I think they're doing. I think it's a really good testament to like how hard they actually worked on it. I may not agree with every decision. I may have a few gripes, but they've certainly put in the work. I'm not gonna knock that. Not in any capacity.
100%.
No. So we good?
Yeah. If you unless you have any final thoughts about it.
No, I think for 14 mobile, I think that's good. There are more things I could probably bring up, but I think the core of like anything that is really more front and center is already addressed. But now going back to retail 14, we do have our date for the next letter from the producer live for July 24th on a Thursday, weirdly enough.
Same usual time.
Same usual time, but on a Thursday.
Yeah.
That was weird. I can't remember the last time they did that. Maybe they're going to be busy that weekend. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she's got like a dinner or something. I don't know. But they just decided to do that. August 5th, obviously, still the expected date. That's one day earlier than usual, but still the same weekend we expected. We expected July 25th or 26th, so that's about it.
Yeah.
The big thing is on top of we're getting to the point where every live letter we have one particular question that's on our minds. Mm-hmm. Are they going to bring up FanFest yet? Is it time? Is it time for FanFest to finally come up? Or are they going to, or is it maybe not technically the right time for FanFest to come up?
I'd say right now, no. After, I mean, yeah, as much as people want to know about FanFest, myself included, yeah, maybe chill on that a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe chill.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there should be some dissent that's been quelled. They said in the official digest of the last live letter that they said most hats are going to work for Vieira and Hrothgar now. Not just a few more. Said most. That's pretty big. We also know we're getting the tour of the TARDIS housing. Yeah, they said everything except metal armor was basically done. So,
yeah,
that was the big thing. Yeah, well, we were supposed to find out a bit more about TARDIS housing. That's going to be a big one. They'll probably show off the new treasure map mechanics as well.
Mm-hmm. We get a little bit of a tour of the 24-man and whatnot.
Yeah, tour of the 24-man. Probably a little bit more of the deep dungeon. Probably won't see much of the deep dungeon, but something a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the deep dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have no idea what new variant is. But yeah, maybe by 8.0 they'll be done with all the hats for Vieira and Hrothgar. Maybe. It's not an unreasonable expectation. It's unreasonable if we weren't already getting some stuff, but you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's it. I think that's the only other thing I really had to throw in there.
Okie doke.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad we could get a show together. Whether or not we'll do a show next week is still a question mark. Definitely one the following week. And fortunately, our show is not the same. Unless you want to do the show on Thursday this time. But no, we could just do the show on Friday and it'll be day after the live letter. It'll be perfect.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah. So it's not, me being up at 3 not 3 in the morning anymore. Living that East Coast life now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be up at 4. I'll be up at 4 in the morning. Because I'll probably start streaming an hour and a half before it starts. Yeah, that'll be perfect. And and then we'll have that. So next week, not 100% certain yet, but we may do a show next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but for sure in 2 weeks.
Either way,
so
I'm
put that
ready.
in the calendar.
Of course, in 2 weeks. Of course.
Of course, in 2 weeks. Yeah, but that's going to be a wrap for this week's episode of State of the Realm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our usual sign off. Sly, why don't you get us started?
Hello, everyone. You can find me at twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox. You can find me on Twitter, Sly, aka Gray Fox. Bluesky, Sly, aka Gray Fox. Everywhere else. What am I doing? I've been playing a lot of Uma Musume. It's just been my drug of choice in terms of Gotcha. So I've been playing a lot of that. Of course, always doing the bourbon stuff. So got one to try today, which we'll be trying later because Friday it's bourbon night. So yay, trying bourbon. Yeah, other than that, thank you so much for everyone who helped me celebrate my birthday. It's just me getting old, but it really warms my heart to see everybody come out and just, congratulate me for being old. So I really, really appreciate it. And again, yeah, you can just find me streaming usually every day except Wednesday. Wednesday is usually my day off, but yes, I do stream. Twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox. I've been streaming for 12 years. This will be my 12th year.
You sure about that?
I'm sure. I'm positive. Gee, Sly, I didn't know you streamed. I didn't know you streamed. I thought you only did this. Yeah. 12 years. Haps, do you stream?
No.
Damn.
No, I stream most days 10 a.m. to anywhere between 10 a.m. Eastern to anytime between 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern, depending on the day. I've also had a lot of extra heckin' hours in the last week because we've been doing Dokapon Kingdom. I played it when I was on vacation with Sophie very briefly. We just barely stepped in. And as soon as we were done playing with our other friends, I went up to her and I was like, we have to play this game again. So we did a double date with Whoops and Vivi, and our friendship has survived thus far. So we'll see if that changes. Tonight, I'll actually be live again in 3 hours for another little bonus sesh before the weekend, and then we have to figure out next week at some point because we really want to at least finish the game. But now I am the Darkling, and I have the sole purpose of ruining everyone's game.
You could potentially finish the game because you're the Darkling.
Well, no, I can't end the game as the Darkling. I effectively can just reset everyone's progress.
Oh.
Which will very much extend the game.
Damn.
I have already killed Vivi. I'm about to kill Sophie again. Steam broke yesterday as I was killing her. And then in a few turns, I will probably have the ability to reset the entire map, should I so desire it. Yeah. I will only reset the entire map. I will not reset any. I can choose to also just reset one continent, which can fuck one person in particular, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather fuck everyone equally.
Well, opportunity fucking. Nice.
The physical box for Dokapon Kingdom on the back actually brags about how it damages and destroys friendships. That's so funny.
I gotta look this up.
Yeah, no one can win and I can't lose. So we're in a bit of a stalemate at this point. And it's been really, really fucking funny. I'd break up with you if you just wipe my continent. It's not fun to me anyway. It's only fun if everyone starts over. Because then I'm really fucking strong right now. So when I come out of this, I could just easily swing the game my direction. Or I could be in last place again and become the Darkling again. It's great. I do have, obviously I have 14 planes. I've been doing 14 mobile. I've got some other things I want to do. I've been doing Stardew in my spare time a little bit too with Sophie. I kind of want to do crowd control Stardew at some point. Crowd control Kingdom Hearts 2 is also technically on the list. But also I really want to check out Fantasy Life, and I do plan on playing Trails in the Sky first chapter when it eventually comes around. I have all that planned. I still have to work on my plans. I got a lot of stuff I haven't been getting around to as of late. So yeah, it's I've got a lot of stuff I want to do, and not enough time to do it. So,
definitely not.
No, definitely not. And of course, don't forget Aloha Plush available if you didn't buy it originally. Yeah. ! Plush in the Twitch chat on YouTube. It'll be under most videos, including this one, when I upload it again later. Which I technically don't have to do because I could just move this from the live to the videos, I think. But there's that. And then I also will have a couple of other sponsored things coming up soon. So, and then I'm going on vacation at the end of the month. I actually won't be live the day of patch. I'll be on my way home from vacation that day. So all my patch
You're getting a lot of
content will be
vacations.
daily.
I'm happy for you.
No, I'm happy.
Thanks for coming out to State of the Realm, everyone. Really, really appreciate it. You can find this, I guess, the next day on the YubTubs. Mr. Happy 1227, all that jazz. But thank you so much for coming out.
One last story before we go.
Oh God.
So no. This is actually really funny. It's 14 Mobile related. So 14 Mobile.
Okay.
It uses your WeChat account name for your in-character name. It doesn't use a character name. My WeChat account name was Mr. Happy 1227, so I'm Mr. Happy 1227 in game. I made a PF and made the password 1227, and people just started guessing it because my password was my name. And there was like, he can't be that stupid, can he? Sure enough, I can be, and I've been doing it for years. But I was like, this maybe doesn't work in the Chinese community where I give away the answer, and everyone's like, so what's going on in here? Okay, that was the last story. That's it.
Well, thank you, Happy, for show this week. Thank you for, as always, for having me. And everyone, we will see you soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
If not next week, the week after that for sure.
Absolutely.
All
Well, thank
right.
you for coming out. And we will see you really soon.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye-bye. All right, and cut.
And cut.
And then I will eat soon, and then I have the gym in an hour, and then I've got Dokapon the moment I get back from the gym.
Awesome.
Dokapon.
Friendships.
Dokapon.
Friendships.
Destroy them. Destroy all the friendships.
All the friendships destroyed.
Yeah, all the friendships. All right. I'm gonna get going right quick, and I'll let you know about next week. Unless you, I mean, yeah, we'll see. I might be able to come up with something, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
If I have any ideas, I'll let you know as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining. Sly, I'll see you when I see you.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
You too. All right. And everyone else, I'll be back in a little bit under 3 hours for Dokapon. So be there. Okay.